The latest issue regarding the unfair treatment experienced by BTS's Jungkook in military camp has become a major public concern. Starting with leaked photos in the media, the story deepened with an emotional confession from Jimin, Jungkook's groupmate and close friend. This incident reveals a rarely seen side of military life, especially when it involves public figures like BTS members. It all began with a simple incident in the military camp's kitchen. Known for his extraordinary work ethic, Jungkook unintentionally sparked jealousy among his peers. A senior's praise for his cooking was perceived as a comparison that put others in a bad light. This led to Jungkook being ostracized by some of his fellow soldiers, a source revealed. Jungkook was simply doing his duty, but his excellence made some people feel threatened. They started avoiding him and even openly refused to cooperate with him during group tasks. The tension wasn't confined to the kitchen. It escalated further during joint training sessions. Jungkook, with his impressive stamina and physical capabilities, completed tasks faster than his peers. Instead of receiving appreciation, he faced ridicule. Some sneering comments even labeled him as too arrogant and trying to prove he's better. According to a witness, the camp's atmosphere became increasingly hostile for Jungkook. Some peers chose to act coldly toward him, possibly due to pressure from their seniors. The witness added, as one of Jungkook's closest allies, Jimin couldn't stay silent in the face of the treatment his friend was receiving. He attempted to discuss the issue with relevant parties in the military camp to find a solution. However, his efforts only made him a target of mockery. "I just want to protect Jungkook," Jimin confessed during a conversation with a colleague, as reported by a trusted source. Jimin also expressed his concerns to his superiors, but their response was disappointing. "I was told this is part of the adaptation process in military," he said. Despite this, Jimin remained vocal about the injustice Jungkook faced. Meanwhile, Jungkook chose to stay silent despite being subjected to mistreatment. A kitchen colleague described his silence as a reflection of the heavy burden he was carrying. Jungkook is the type of person who doesn't want to create unnecessary problems. He just wants to focus on his duties, they shared. However, Jungkook's silence became a symbol of his resilience in facing pressure. This also sparked speculation among observers about a possible larger conspiracy behind the incidents. Jungkook's status as a global celebrity was thought to have invited jealousy and tension among his peers. As the news broke, BTS fans quickly showed their solidarity. Hashtags like #JusticeForJungkook and #StopBullying trended across various social media platforms. Many fans called for military reforms to prevent similar incidents in the future. This isn't just about Jungkook or Jimin. This is a systemic issue that needs to be addressed, wrote one fan on Twitter. The military has issued an official statement, declaring they will thoroughly investigate the matter. "We do not tolerate the spread of information that damages the institution's honor," said a military spokesperson in a written statement. However, many remain skeptical about the transparency of this investigation. On the other hand, BTS's agency, finds itself in a tough position. They must decide whether to intervene further to protect their artist or allow the military to handle the situation internally. As of now, HYB has not released an official statement regarding the case. This case has become more than just internal conflict in a military camp. It symbolizes the struggle against larger injustices. Military life, which should foster discipline and camaraderie, instead highlights the darker sides of social pressure and unhealthy hierarchies. If this is left unchecked, more people like Jungkook will become victims, said a human rights activist. Jungkook and Jimin's struggle to complete their military duties in peace is now under global scrutiny. The public is eager to see how the military will handle this case. Will this become a turning point for reforming South Korea's military system, or will it be buried behind bureaucratic walls? One thing is certain: support for Jungkook and Jimin will continue to pour in. Their story serves as a reminder that injustice, no matter how small, must be fought, especially within a system that is supposed to protect all its members without discrimination. The controversy involving Jungkook and Jimin in the military camp remains a hot topic, both on social media and among fans. The leaked photos showing an unpleasant atmosphere, coupled with reports of bullying and psychological pressure, have sparked a debate. Is this incident real, or is it just exaggerated drama to grab attention? Let's delve deeper. Initial reports suggested Jungkook became a target of mistreatment due to a combination of jealousy and the pressures of his celebrity status. From being praised for his cooking to completing tasks quickly, his achievements ironically made some of his fellow soldiers feel threatened. The result? Jungkook was ostracized, and Jimin, who tried to defend him, also became a target of the hostility. But does this all make sense? Some argue the story seems overly dramatic. How could an idol's cooking skills alone spark such extreme reactions? Readers might wonder. Do these reports truly reflect what happened? Or is this an attempt by certain parties to create a sensation? Arguments suggesting the story may be fabricated. As members of BTS, Jungkook and Jimin's names already hold extraordinary appeal. Highlighting their story, especially one involving drama and emotion, could be fuel to boost media exposure. The photos were leaked during a time when the public was closely watching idols' mandatory military activities. Is this a coincidence? Or is it orchestrated to keep the public's attention focused? Reports of seniors exploiting Jungkook's status to divert attention from internal camp issues also raise questions. Could someone really be so callous as to use an idol's popularity to cover other problems? On the other hand, there are reasons to believe the incident is real. In conversations with his colleagues, Jimin firmly voiced his concern about Jungkook's mistreatment. His emotions could be genuine evidence that something was amiss in the camp. Hashtags like #StopBullyingJungkook and #JusticeForBTS quickly went viral, indicating many believe the story. Fans are urging the military to take the matter seriously. Jungkook's decision to remain silent can also be seen as an indicator of his intent to avoid escalating the situation, despite being under heavy pressure. Readers, what do you think about this case? Do you believe this story truly reflects the reality Jungkook and Jimin faced in the military camp? Or is this merely a scenario crafted to grab public attention? Let's think critically. The world of celebrities is indeed full of intrigue, but there's a fine line between reality and sensationalism. When such stories emerge, we often get carried away emotionally without thoroughly checking the facts. If the story is true, then there is a major issue that needs to be addressed, both by the military and BTS's agency. It's not just about defending Jungkook and Jimin, but also ensuring such incidents don't happen again. However, if this story turns out to be fabricated, we must start questioning the integrity of the parties involved. Such hoaxes not only harm the individuals directly involved, but also erode public trust in the media. What's your opinion? Does this incident represent a turning point for reform in South Korea's military system? Or is it just another fabricated story designed to stir up drama? Share your thoughts. In this era of information, your voice is part of the truth we all seek.